Right, welcome to part 4 of my series going through my favourite drills to help someone get into sort of certain positions that we refer to in the golf industry as the P system. If you haven't already, go back to one of the videos that I will link around so you can see the takeaway, halfway back and top of the backswing position. This video is about the transition, that start of the downswing from the top of the backswing. I would say probably one of the hardest positions to get into as we try to start, generate power, get that club online and try and get some consistency with our golf swing. Got 2 drills that I want to show you. One is more of a feel, one is definitely one that you can do with hitting golf balls. If you don't know who I am, I'm Andy Little. I'm a PGA golf professional for over 23 years. I'm a UK top 50 coach and on the online coaching platform Skillist, I am ranked #1 currently. So, what we are trying to achieve, when we get the club up into a nice position at the top, we want to feel that the club is shallowing, quite a buzzword in the golf swing. So we're trying to get the club to shallow. Now what that ultimately is trying to get the club to sort of go down, stay in front of the chest, and with rotation, start to come from behind us to in front of us into impact. But of course, we don't want to do it too early. There is definitely a shift of pressure. So once you have loaded up into your trail side, and there'll be more pressure in your trail side compared to where you were at the address position, you want to feel that there is a shift of pressure or at least a recentering of your mass to get quite early on into the 50-50 or even starting to get more pressure in your lead side. Even if that recentering can actually nearly start pre the end of your backswing, you will make it easier for you to get enough pressure into your lead side ready for impact. However, this is just to talk about from the top of the backswing to again to sort of halfway down to get into what we'd call P5. The feel that I've got, and I can't take credit for this, but I just think it's amazing. This is from the AMG golf guys that I watched on YouTube and really made a lot of sense. So it's got 3 phases. So hopefully I can explain to you and you get an idea. With any golf club, just drill it in your trail hand and just have your trail elbow up at a 90-degree angle. Now, you'll notice that my trail hand has got a little bit of wrist extension and the club shaft is pointing slightly away from me, so at an angle. All I want you to do for phase 1 is just to lower and unhinge your elbow. So, not really doing anything with your wrists, you're just unhinging your elbow. Now, you can see obviously the club is lowering, but once I start to get the feeling in this and get into golf posture, you're really going to see sort of like the magic move. So once you're fairly happy with that, which I think most people would be, get yourself into golf posture. Get the club up to the top, and then all I want you to do whilst in golf posture, do the same motion. So just lower the trail elbow and unhinge the trail elbow. Now you can see that the club head is staying nicely behind me, which is again another thing that we like to see in the transition, trying to get that club starting to work down, trying to start to shallow. Again, really simple. Now, if what I see a lot is people work up to the top of the swing and then they get the club going this way. So the club is working on the outside, going to start coming across, coming steep, lots of pulls, slices, etc. Now, if I did that action just with my one hand, it's this. So I'm feeling like my lead hand, my trail hand is going in and my trail elbow is going behind me. Now, if I went back into that phase 1 position, that would be me doing this. It's clearly not the right action that we want to see. We want to see this just lowering and unhinging. Then, once you've got that feeling golf posture, just develop a little bit of a body turn, a bit of a rotation as that club starts to shallow. Now you can see how nice that the club stays behind me and then with rotation starts to then pitch in front of the body, just coming into pre-impact. Now, I know this video isn't talking about the rest of the downswing and then impact, but you can get the feeling of trying to get that club too shallow. And the real key focus is what you're doing with your trail elbow. If it's in a good place to start with, which is why trying to get into these positions Yes, I know that golf's an individual sport. Yes, I know there's more than one way to swing a golf club. But if you can get that elbow just in a decent enough place that it can start to unhinge downwards in the transition, then you're going to be able to shallow the club and be in a great place to swing through. Now, bearing that in mind, if I wanted to try and hit some golf balls, the one drill that I subscribed a lot to my online clients is the sort of the classic Justin Rose pump drill. Now he sort of made it famous by how much he exaggerates the move, which is definitely key to any drill. To make a swing change, you want to try to exaggerate and find the other side of the spectrum, so when you actually go to just hitting a normal shot and not thinking too much, you will hopefully find somewhere in the middle. So the feeling is working up to the top and pumping that club down. Now, there's a few sort of terms that have been used to try to get that sensation across. I quite like to feel I'm trying to get my grip into my trail pockets, but to do this correctly and get my arms working down my chest, again, what is happening to my trail elbow? All it is really doing is slightly lowering and slightly unhinging. Not really doing anything with the hand. And if I can get the feeling of working the club up and then down my chest, yes, there is a little bit of a shift of pressure as well. Hopefully from here, I can start to get the club into a good P5 position, which is my lead arm back to parallel to the ground, and then start to get into a good place coming into pre-impact and impact, which are videos that to come. So I suppose at this point, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. So the pump drill, definitely one that you can do whilst you're hitting golf balls at the driving range or a practice net. That feel of the elbow is definitely your key. And of course, any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm more than happy to help. But if I try to get that sensation of working up to the top, pumping that club down with a little bit of pressure, I can then swing through after a few pumps and then hopefully get that right delivery of that club. Hope that makes sense. Thanks for watching.